as a serving officer, it would be great to just hear, or just even maybe just very quickly, firstly, just some of the first few words that come to you.
I think these are probably the first sort of things that come to mind having watched those videos.
Yeah. Let's see.
So, you know, negative, as in, you know, negative experiences, negative opinions of the police. As she said, she had a positive experience with the police one time in her life. That's been completely ruined by what's happened afterwards. Now she probably is not going to look back on the police in a positive way, even though she has had a positive experience. Seems to me the negativity always outweighs that. Powerful, you know, the way you've captured it, the image, the images, the words you've used, the accounts each young person's given, found very powerful and honest as well. You know, they say it as it is, and that's what we need to know. Really. Again, they were upfront. They didn't hide anything. They, you know, seemed quite confident young people, which again is good. And unfortunately, I'm not surprised by what they say.
It's no surprise to me, their opinions. I'm sure there are colleagues of mine who would be quite shocked by those people's opinions. Yeah, but for me, working in this type of environment with young people, it doesn't surprise me. What I try and do, and I have previously done this and I will continue to do so, is I will try and interact more and more and more, as much as possible, physically possible, with young people in terms of discussing police. Because let's face it, you know, all you hear in the media is things about violence, gangs, drugs. It's negativity constantly in the media. Young people, obviously, that, you know, you wake up in the morning, you put the TV on, you've got Good Morning Britain, yeah, for example. Kids maybe having their breakfast before school, that's on in the background. It's always negative, negative. Social media is another thing. Negativity, negativity, negativity. I'm trying to sort of put some positive spin on that where possible. And one thing that I think is really, really important is to try and get into schools to speak to young people like these guys, or college, you know, or even the community. It's just so that I work in schools. I think it's really important that we get in there to try and chat to these guys, to sort of build a little bit of trust on a level, if that makes sense. You know, when I first walk into a classroom, lots of students, they don't want to engage with me. All they see is the uniform. Yeah. And it's not until sort of further along within the inputs or the discussion that we have where they start to open up a little bit more. And I think that's because they kind of realise and they've assessed me as a person. If that makes sense.
Yes, the human element.
The uniform speaks volumes, you know, and unfortunately a lot of the time in a negative way. So what I've just seen in your videos there, it's no surprise to me. And again, I have had lots of interactions with young people who have that opinion of the police. But by the time I've spoken to them, then I'm not saying that I've changed their opinion of the police at all, but I think I've made them realise a police officer or police staff, we can be normal people. We have opinions, we have emotions, we have feelings, we have family. You know, some things within the police, procedures and laws I don't necessarily agree with, okay, but you know, I'm duty bound to deal with them. And I think lots of young people don't realise that. I think they think we're all wired up in the same way. You know, the law is the law and we have to do something about it. To a degree we do, but there is always a way in which we can, you know, deal with it in the best, most suitable way.